Thank you, Madam Speaker. Congratulations to the member for Goyder. That's very, Goyder. That's very exciting. It's very late. You did get married just recently.
Got married
That's
recently.
True.
Yes, congratulations all
Weddings
around.
all around. It's been a busy few weeks in the electorate of Port Darwin, Madam Speaker, during which what is without doubt probably one of the best starts to the dry seasons I can remember for quite some time. It kicked off on the June long weekend with the iconic Greek Glenty, where I was delighted to help out the team from the Greek Orthodox School of Darwin at their food stall. The weeks have since then been jam-packed with multicultural sporting and community events. A little later in the month, I attended the Kindness Shakes 2025 Kindness Festival, which was an absolutely joyous celebration of all of our multicultural communities. The event was held in the Darwin waterfront, Madam Speaker, with more than 5,000 people in attendance throughout the evening. I'd like to say a big congratulations to Shashan Kadwara, the chairman of Kindness Shake and his team, and all the volunteers that made the event possible. It was an especially momentous evening for Shashan as his parents travelled all the way from Nepal to be here to celebrate the Kindness Festival with their son and got to see firsthand the amazing job he does. For those of us who don't know, Kindness Shake was established during COVID to support international students who found themselves cut off from their families when Australia's borders closed, and the incredible organisation now supports some 5,600 international students from more than 70 countries, representing over 100 multicultural communities who call the territory home. But the fun did not stop there, Madam Speaker. On the 19th of July, the inaugural Viva Colombia Fest celebrating Colombia's Independence Day was also held at the Darwin waterfront, and this event was staged by President of the Colombian Australian Association of the Northern Territory, Ben Provida Alfonso, and the COLANT team. And while it wasn't in the electorate of Port Darwin, it would be remiss of me not to mention the amazing Tijan Festival of the Indian Association of the Northern Territory, where I was very pleased to represent the Chief Minister. This beautiful festival marks the occasion of the arrival of the monsoon season, wrong time of year for us, but perfect nonetheless, bringing with it much needed rains to rejuvenate our lands and fill our lives with hope and prosperity. So, and a well done to President Robyn Bardwaj and the committee members for the event. And I'd like to make a very special mention of Super Mini Tige winner for 2025, Maral Sharma. Maral is only 5 years old and she absolutely stole the hearts of everybody at the event. Then the Mini Tige winner 2025, Arjuna Shalana, who also did an exceptional job of representing her beautiful culture. And then, as they said, crowned with absolute grace, congratulations to Sharon Preet Kaur Panu, who was crowned Miss Tige 2025. And I have to say, Madam Speaker, watching those young women demonstrate the culture and the dance of their communities was truly, truly wonderful. And I was very jealous because there was no way I would ever be that graceful, but there you go. Madam Speaker, I'd also like to speak to something very dear to my heart, and that is to recognise the recipients of my Larrakia Primary School Citizenship Awards. So a big congratulations to Christos Hatzpamalasis for excelling in STEAM Day and using the 4 Cs, to Namira Jahan for consistently displaying the school values of respect, responsibility and achievement, Digby Priest for outstanding problem solving during the school's sleepover and in the classroom. I'm not quite sure what the problems were that he solved in the sleepover, but I might need to find out. And I'd also like to recognise the recipients of my St Mary's Catholic Primary School Citizenship Awards. So Eulalie Wenzel for always demonstrating kindness by being a welcoming and inclusive friend, especially to new students joining the school. Vihan Rakra for his care and consideration of members of the school community. Sunday Makalon for showing care and compassion to her fellow students, and Chloe Monday for her welcoming and kind attitude to her fellow students. A big congratulations to a member of our Port Darwin community, young Joshua Harrington, who received the Chief Minister's Youth Volunteer of the Year Award. presented in celebration of an individual aged 14 to 27 years who has made an outstanding voluntary commitment and through their volunteering has positively impacted on the lives of others. Joshua received this recognition for his exceptional volunteer leadership skills within St John NT, particularly as the Secretary of the St John NT Youth Roundtable since its inception in early 2024. And I've previously acknowledged in the House, Madam Speaker, the amazing achievements of local boxer Stacey Barnes, who represented the Northern Territory in a boxing tournament in Sydney earlier in the year. While Stacey continues to excel in her boxing career, and following her win in Sydney, she won her division at the Club Championship in Adelaide in May. I think she has now reached super legend status as she goes from strength to strength, not just in her boxing career, but also in her ongoing efforts as a cancer survivor to raise awareness of ovarian cancer. And finally, Madam Speaker, I'd like to give a really big shout out to Julian Barry from Darwin Family Law, who is responsible for me getting on my push bike for the very first time in a very long time to undertake what, quite frankly, I thought might be the death of me, the 49-kilometre Sunbuild Grand Fondo polypedal. Julian's sponsorship for this event, which is part of the larger Sunbuild Grand Fondo event, where he very generously donates $500 to the charity of choice of any politician who manages to complete the event. My chosen charity was Total Recreation, a fabulous charity who work to ensure people living with a disability get to enjoy activities like the Grand Fondo that most of us do take for granted, so maybe not the Grand Fondo. I'm not sure that the team members of Total Recreation would actually want to cycle for 49 kilometres. I could be wrong. They might want to do it. I'll have to ask them. So a big thank you again to Julian for the $500 donated to Total Recreation, as well as your words of encouragement. And thanks as well to my colleagues who encouraged me along the way, the Honourable Leah Finocchiaro, the Honourable Gerard Maley, the Honourable Josh Burgoyne, the Honourable Jinshan Charles, Matt Cahill, MLA, and Coda Patel, it's very late, as well as the members of the crossbench, Justine Davies, MLA, and Kat McNamara, who also gave me a bit of a hoo-ha as they whizzed past me on the way back the other way. So. But I made it in the end, Madam Speaker, and I'm very pleased, and I think I've committed to do it again next year. I'm not sure. I was too exhausted to recall what the conversation was at the end of that momentous event. And no, I have not got on my bike since I put it back in the shed after the end of the race. Thank you, Madam Speaker.